Hello and welcome back to Content Junkeez, your home for all things content creation. I'm your host, Austin Alvarez, joined by our co-host,
Robert Kondo.
And joined by our fabulous engineer, Chase Gutierrez.
Yes, sir.
I'm pumped.
Today's it's a very hot topic.
I like this
that
topic.
is how to make money being a content creator. How to make money as the three people in this room right now.
This is a hot job right now.
Yeah.
Being a content creator, and even for businesses seeking out content creators, so
I can say
we're the it guys right now.
We're the it guys, but I would say, I think it's safe to say for you as well, like I've seen an uptick recently from businesses. Before it was other content creators that didn't have time to do their content. Now I'm getting approached by businesses saying, hey, I want to create a marketing budget for you so I can pay you to, one, either run my social media or two, come in and film content for me that I can use as advertisements.
So if you're a content creator or a business, you need to listen to this episode.
Yes, this is
We're
a
gonna
very
drop
important
some
one.
nuggets.
Okay, so we're going to break this down. We have a couple of different ways. I'm going to go ahead and start with monetizing your content on various platforms. This is what I kind of mostly rely on in terms of my, besides getting paid from the studio to work here. This is also how I make my living.
You're talking about on social media.
Correct. Social media, YouTube. So for my show, Bizarre Junkeez, we are monetized on TikTok, YouTube, kind of Instagram. We can get subscriptions. Facebook's actually a sleeper.
Yeah.
Sleeper
By the
one.
way, that's a hard thing to do, to get monetized on YouTube. So good job.
Correct.
Good
Yeah.
job.
It took me, so I technically have had the channel for a couple of years, but I really hit the grindstone December of, so it's been a year.
Yep.
And I got monetized on YouTube, I want to say May.
What are the specifications now?
So to get fully monetized, they now have a monetization light where you can get somewhat monetized. So the full monetization is you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours.
Okay.
So that means your videos have to be watched for 4,000 hours.
Yep.
That's not including
in a year.
In a year, in a calendar year, and
Yeah.
it's not including shorts. For shorts, I think you need 10 million views.
You need a lot.
You need a lot. But to get that,
And monetization, you need. Let me repeat that again. To get monetized on YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers.
Correct.
And that doesn't go away. But you need 4,000 hours of watch time in a year.
On your public
Yes.
videos, correct? Yes, and that will change. So you could have had, like, let's just say, for example, this month is really good, and it's the start for me. But then in the next year, I get like 4,999, and it doesn't count. And then January hits of 2025
Reset.
or I lose that month of December.
Yes. Yes.
It has to be within a year back from the date you're looking at it.
Okay. So then how are you making money from that? How did that process happen? For you?
So I just had to keep uploading. You had to keep uploading content regularly. You had to have a schedule. What that meant was I have the podcast. I actually have 2 shows that come out every week. I have the main show where I sit down with somebody like you. You've been on the show. I sit down with somebody who is in either the paranormal, the cryptid world, the conspiracy world, even though I really don't do conspiracies, and the alien, like UFO kind of demographic. Then on Wednesdays, I release a video where I have other influencers on and we react to creepy videos.
So how many videos were you pumping out initially?
Oh, so in December, we were pumping out at least 1 a week.
1 a week.
And they were an hour.
What about shorts? Were you pushing it through
Yeah, so I would upload
Reels and Shorts, and what other platforms were you pushing?
So what worked for me early was TikTok.
Okay.
I went viral. I had a clip do a couple million.
And viral was what, 2 million, 3 million?
I would say 1 million plus.
1 million. And then did you see a spike?
Yes. My following went from a couple hundred to 30,000.
Okay.
From that one video.
We'll have another topic called viral videos.
We'll dive into how to do that.
Yeah.
But then what happened is because I was able to get there so quickly and able to retain a following on TikTok, I was able to monetize TikTok way early.
Wow. And so, do you mind disclosing numbers?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm not allowed to, but so to be fair, and this is what we're going to tell you with all of these platforms, they can change on how much they pay you. So they have a thing called cost per milli, CPM, or rate per milli, RPM. That is but that is what advertisers are willing to pay for every 1,000 views on your channel. So that's depending on your demographics, your content type, everything. So that can fluctuate day to day, month to month. So for TikTok, initially my CPM was $1.21. So for every 1,000 views, I was making $1.21.
Okay.
So in the 3 months that I really went viral, I made about $1,400. Which is not bad for just uploading clips, and it wasn't extra work. It was clips I already had.
Yep.
And I was just uploading them. But the caveat with TikTok it's only monetizing on videos over a minute.
Oh, okay.
So it's a minute and 1 second that can be monetized.
As of today, it can change. But
yeah, I mean, if you were in the creator fund, that's different. But I was in the creativity program.
Okay.
So it's a new thing.
We'll have to go through that.
Yeah, we'll dive through all that.
Sure.
So, but that's how I was able to do it on TikTok.
Okay.
On YouTube, it took me a while. It took me some time, and it took
What's a while? 1 year, 6 months?
Well, like I said, I technically started the channel in 2020.
Okay.
And I didn't. I had the co-host of that show passed away in 2021. I kind of didn't do anything with it until last year, 2022. From working here at the studio, I started it. We rebranded it as Bizarre Junkeez.
Mm-hmm.
I started getting some good guests, and it was just consistency. It was also about understanding your content and knowing
your audience.
Yeah, knowing what do they want to see.
Yeah.
So with YouTube, it took me realistically about 6 months of actually getting to the grindstone. And
dang, Austin knows what's up. He knows what's up.
Yeah, I did a lot of research on it, and I was like, I want to make money from my content.
Cool.
And so that was that. With Facebook, Facebook was actually the easiest. So Facebook. I'm gonna learn y'all something right now. Facebook's algorithm is so much better at pushing out content than any others because it pushes you wanting to add everybody already. It already has it built in.
Mm-hmm.
So with Facebook though, Facebook's a little shady. They won't tell you your RPM. They won't tell you how much you're making. They only show you how much you made in the last week until it's payout time. I just recently got monetized on Facebook, but I really only spent 3 months working on it.
Wow.
And Facebook is really easy to build your audience because every time somebody likes or reacts or comments on your content, Facebook will go, do you want to send an invite to that person to like your page?
So let me get this straight, Austin.
Yes.
You are pretty much monetized on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube.
Yes.
In the last 2 years.
And that's not even including the podcast platform either. Because the podcast platform, Anchor, which is what we use. So I make money from Spotify. I make $14 per 1,000 views on Spotify.
Yeah.
For my ad, I had to do a host read ad. I had to read it and for them. But so I am monetized on all those platforms. Now, here's the thing. And trust me, I've been there with you guys 100%. Is it enough for me to leave my job? No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But is it good supplemental income?
Sure.
1,000%. It's really nice when there was one month where I was like, oh, I was able to pay all my bills with content creation money this month. Wow. This is what it feels like. Okay, cool. Now I can put some money into savings or whatnot. But so that is one way. That is only one way of making money from your content is monetizing it.
Yeah, and it's not really passive either because you're working the whole time.
It is. Well, it is and it isn't.
It becomes passive.
Yeah, YouTube I would say is like the way I equate it is like investing in dividend stocks.
Yep.
It's not gonna unless you
work on.
Yeah, unless you have a ton of money.
You do a lot of work. Though.
You do a lot of work. Yeah, I actually had to hire somebody to make sure that content is coming out.
Yeah, and people don't understand that this is work.
Correct.
We spent time talking about it. We prepped. We made videos. We did promotion. Like, Austin hustles. So you can't go into content thinking like I'm gonna make a video and then I'll make money from it. No,
it can happen, but it's so rare.
So rare. You're putting in work. You're putting in work, guys.
Yeah, and people can tell when you're putting in the work because there are channels where they just literally do a voiceover. And I was doing this where it was just me doing a voiceover and I'd put images in. And it's one thing, like I can appreciate that content. That's what got me started. But I'd started to see an increase in retention, not views, but retention when I upped the production value of my content.
Austin's videos do better than mine. They like his face.
I don't even think they like my face. They just like the content. But so
He's good.
So that is way number one. Way number two, once you begin to build an audience, and you may have an audience for a while without even being able to monetize it.
Sure.
Merchandise. For example, this hat. I have a Spreadshirt account that I have, or a Spreadshirt store for my show. Has hats, has hoodies, has stickers that I can put on my Tumblr. It has all that stuff. If you have an audience and they like you, and you put out your merch, like Content Junkeez, soon to come, and they're behind and passionate about your brand, they'll buy your merch. Granted, the margins are really, really low when you use something like Spreadshirt, but it's okay because the way I see it is you want to diversify your income with it. You don't want to rely just on Google AdSense. You don't want to rely just on merch sales. You don't want to rely just on sponsors. You want to kind of have all of it because if one falls out, you're not completely screwed.
But also, when you have those things in place, when you do go viral, then you have a place to direct people. You have now an audience to be like, hey, look, I have a merch.
Yeah, and with YouTube, when you do get monetized on YouTube, you can link your merch in there. And I do it every video. I pin merch.
Yep.
You can pin it during your lives, your live streams, which is another way you can, and we'll get into that here in a little bit.
Here's the thing. Last thing you want, if you go viral, is not have anything set up.
Which I did not yet. When I went viral on TikTok, and here's the thing. I got very lucky that I had the trickle down effect where people from TikTok were actually going to my YouTube and to my podcast platforms. And that's why I was able to kickstart. And that's why I'm so grateful for that opportunity. But to be fair, you should really not think that's going to happen, because let's say 100,000 people see your video right now. They see this video. I think it's a safe bet, and Chase can attest to this too, as he is also a podcast producer. You're going to get about 10% maybe of those people to go to your podcast platform.
The conversion rate is very low.
Yeah, it's about 1 to 10%. And that's like at 10%, it's like tremendous. We got 10%. That's still what? What is 10% of 100,000? 10,000?
I'm not that kind of, I can't
Chase,
do math.
I'm borderline failing my math class right now.
What math class are you in right now?
120. That's
I don't know.
I think stats, maybe.
Oh, I took AP stats in high school, and I think I only passed because the band teacher's wife was my teacher.
Yeah, I failed math. I will Google
content creation, kids.
I will Google math.
I will Google it either as well. So, but merch is another way. So this number 3 idea, though, I want to give to Robert, and that is spec ads.
This is my favorite one because it's very proactive, right? So right now there's this little tripod, what do you call this? Water bottle, when I'm having a brain fart.
Hydro flask.
Yeah, like a hydro flask. And it basically is, you put your phone, you use the MagSafe. I bought this with my own money, made content, and started tagging the brand. And now I am literally in the commercials. And we have a deal, and there's a whole back-end thing going on. So spec ads, if you're not aware, is filming something for free with the intention of trying to work with a brand. Let's just say Nike. You want to eventually work with Nike? Well, start filming their videos, start filming content around them, and start tagging the brand on Instagram stories. Given you have to have really good stuff to pay to get Nike's attention, right?
Yeah, that's a big order to fill.
But the best way to do it is local spec ads. So I have a food channel that I also run. It's called Vegas Around Town, and I just go around and tag and buy food with my own money and shoot content. And then, here's where you want to do it is the invite collaboration button on Instagram is where you want to, not where you want, it's what you want to do when you're tagging them or collaborating with them. So film a spec ad, but let's cut this out. My brain just died right now. So here's what you want to do. You basically want to target a business, film content with your own money, then tag the business or invite them for a collaboration on your reels. And that is the hybrid version of a spec ad. There's you can do commercial spec ads too, but this is for locally. Like if you're a content creator and you want to make money, there you go. Get attention, get the brand's attention, film the video. Now they have content. Now they are aware of you and what you can do.
Yeah, and to be fair, that's what they do in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's what they do with major films.
Well, those are called pilots. Pilots.
Right. Well, they do, because I remember when I was in film school, we would write spec scripts.
Yes.
Where you want to pitch this script to a studio. Yep. Good luck, by the way. But you want to pitch it to the studio, you write it, and then you film it as just you're not going to have all the CGI. You're not going to have all the stuff. But it's just so they get a basic idea of, okay, what is this story? What is this movie?
And as a business and a brand, if you're an owner, if people, you have choices now, right? Like you can see who's good, who's like who you want to work with, who you want to run marketing, who you want, it's just, I think it's good for both parties because the videographer and the content creator, they get their vision shown, and then the brand and the business,
it's free advertisement.
Free advertising.
And they will love you for that. They will love you for that.
I don't understand some businesses that are like, hey, can I film? I'm going to share this food on my stories. They're like, we don't allow filming here.
I feel that's what it is they want to control what's coming out.
Yeah, that's old. That's old.
It is old, but look at a lot of these owners. They are older. And the thing is they can, and to be fair, I would be afraid too, to an extent. Now that I understand what the power of it is, I wouldn't be afraid. But the old stigma is, oh, they're just going to do a bad review.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But that means you're a bad restaurant or you're a bad business.
we got some things to work on. But so spec ads is another good one. And that one you can just start recording. You really like, for me, for example, I really like gaming laptops. Maybe I just start recording stuff about gaming laptops. Dell likes it, or Sager in this case, who I use.
And the thing that we always say is with content, like, film what you like. So if you want to become I do reviews. If you want to do reviews and tech reviews, start filming that. Start tagging the brands and the companies, and then you're going to start surrounding yourself and building that community within your own profile and getting the attention of companies that you want to work with. So it becomes this one sort of like, I don't know, like I see it like one big organism of just doing what you like.
Yeah, and this goes back to why, like, how to make content. If you're not passionate about it, people are going to tell. You're not going to be as excited about it. You're not going to be as energetic about it. Like, for example, for this, I woke up, I went to the gym last night. I was exhausted. I'm not eating as much because I'm trying to cut weight and everything. But I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm so excited to do stuff with Robert today. For Content Junkeez. I was like, I'm so excited. So I'm passionate about it. I woke up and I was like, all right, let's get in there and let's make it the best we can.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Too, adding to the spec ad type of thing, I'm going to put it in quotes because like I mentor a couple people too, and a lot of them are trying to find jobs right now in content
I get that question a lot too.
So I say this, instead of submitting a resume, which right now, like if you've ever tried to find a job right now, it is the job process is crazy. I suggest filming a spec video resume, meaning go to the brand or the company that you're trying to apply for, film them content with your credentials, talk about what you're going to do for the company, and make it a video along with your resume, because that's going to stand out in the hiring process. Is shoot a video, show something of value for the company. Let's just say if it's a shoe company, then go shoot something about the shoes and how you're going to sell shoes and how you're going to add value when they hire you. So video resumes, I really push to people that ask me, hey, what should I do to get hired?
Yeah, if you don't, like, for me, for example, I'm trying to get clients, I don't necessarily have all the time in the world to go shoot spec stuff, but I also don't send a resume. I send them my work. I go, sure, I've worked with Nick Jonas. I've worked with this fighter. I've worked with this fighter. I've done this for this brand. I've done this for this business. Here's some short films I've done that you can see that I can be artistic and can bring creative ideas to life in a good, tasteful way. I send that to clients as well.
Well, even we're going off in a little bit of we're going hard left here, but even I run content for a mortgage company, right?
Correct.
And so we have a sales team that we tell them to make content when in the loan process, meaning we are, instead of typing up an email, we have what we call a video, sort of a voicemail of where you're at, so they see the person's face.
Right.
Video goes a long way.
Yeah, you feel more connected. It's not just an email. I'm not just reading. I'm not just hearing a phone call. You're getting that face-to-face connection.
That's why if this stuff is showing up in your algorithm, it's probably because you've been watching like, hey, I need to do videos for my business. That's why we're probably showing up on your feed.
Or maybe you're going, how do I do videos for business? So let's move on to this next one. And this is going back to the small content creators. That is crowdfunding. And what I kind of mean by crowdfunding is taking donations, letting people subscribe, stuff like that. So I would say that this is easily obtainable in the beginning, but not sustainable. So like, let's just say, like, for example, I used to be a Twitch streamer. If you're a Twitch streamer or a YouTuber, you do lives, you can get things called super chats or donations or tips.
Like tips.
Yeah. So it's fun and dandy, but I would not, and like, to be fair, there are some big, like people like Ninja, he doesn't have to worry about not making money from tips because people are just gonna give him money. But these smaller creators, I wouldn't say count your paycheck based on tips and donations, because that's going to fluctuate day to day. And you can't, like, I will go, and it's not a problem. Like, I'm providing content. That is, you watching is the value for me. But on Bizarre Junkeez, if I do a live, I don't expect super chats.
Okay.
I get one maybe every 4 or 5
Where do you
live streams.
think you get the most revenue from?
Well, to be fair, because of how low Google AdSense is, when somebody tips me $20, it's like, oh, okay, that's actually like a month's worth of videos. But I would say, well, TikTok for sure is where I make.
TikTok pays you the most
as of right now, yeah, because
per video, basically.
Yeah, because it's all short content. So like for YouTube, I think my RPM is like 20 cents per thousand. TikTok, it's like $1.09.
Wow. So
I'm making more. But crowdfunding, I would say, can be good. It can be good to kind of fill in the cracks of your pay, of like your, and we're going to say monthly paycheck. Let's just say you're trying to make enough to support yourself, maybe have an apartment, a small little studio apartment that you can create content out of. That can help fill the cracks, but don't rely on it. Don't depend on it. I would say make sure that you're using that in conjunction with monetizing your content, merch sales, doing spec ads and gaining clients. I would say doing all that. This last one, though, we're actually going to turn it over to Chase. You kind of told us before the episode, we told you to hold it.
Yeah, so this actually falls kind of back towards like the spec ad situation, okay? So this is like you've done your spec ads, you're now talking to the business, and they're talking about, maybe you're working out a trade or something like that. What you want to do, this is the voucher system, right?
Okay.
So what I do this often with photography and that kind of thing, where it's no matter what, I'm technically not doing anything for free, okay? So this is assigning value to, in this case, a voucher. So say you have your spec ad thing, you worked it out, and they want to use you for a month for whatever, you're making some content for them and that kind of thing, but they don't have necessarily the money to pay you for exactly doing the thing. But it would be very good for you to have this connection and that kind of thing, and they can recommend you to other businesses. In which case, you give them a voucher for the cost that you would charge for this. So you're giving them something of value, of equal value to what it would be, versus saying, "Okay, I'll do this for free for you."
Wait, but it sounds
it's kind of like a back end deal. I call them back end deals.
So,
like,
instead of doing something for free,
right,
you're giving them a voucher for $2,500 in your business,
right,
to do the
So
labor.
when is the voucher redeemable?
The voucher is redeemable as soon as you give it to them. It's just this idea of instead of giving them something for free, you're giving them something of value.
Really, you're still doing it for free, but you're giving the optical illusion that like, hey, I'm gonna make you a deal here.
Well, it's kind of like a back end deal. Basically, it's like a handshake here.
It's like a hey, I'll give you this as a deal, but I need you to help promote me. And anytime somebody goes, I need a videography or photography client, I'm the first one you recommend.
Well, and then they're not when they're telling their friends about it, they're not going to say, "Oh, yeah, he just did this for me for free this one time."
No, it's like he cut me a deal. He was he worked within our budget. He helped us.
And
it could be like Chase. I owe Chase one, so this is what.
It's I gave them a voucher for $2,500 in my company that they're going to use to for me to make content for them, and then it's that service is worth $2,500. It's not worth.
I feel like this is a whole topic in itself.
Yeah,
you got to break this down for us on camera. I'm interested in this.
Yeah,
this is cool.
But okay, so that's a good one because that kind of goes into asserting yourself as with a business, kind of getting your foot in there. And we've both done it, I think, with the same client. Really, to be fair, I think we've done it with the same client where we're like, hey, we'll help you. For me, at least, I was getting paid a little bit, but then it led to they came here to the studio. I was able to get a commission. To now, they just recommended me to a big client. Now, a big client is about to book me because of the work I did last year. So it all kind of comes full circle. I would say the last thing we can talk about in this episode, and you and I both do it, is getting clients through your content creation, whether it be spec ads or whether it just be you're just uploading. Like for me, I don't really do spec ads. I might have to start doing that, but I just upload interesting or good content.
Yep.
And it gets for me, one of my jiu-jitsu coaches has a fight coming up.
Yep.
And we're going to release some fight footage. The last time he had a fight, we did that as well.
This is a good topic too.
It helped me get more clients.
Yep.
And this is
by posting content.
Correct.
Austin was able to be visible on social media. In return, getting conversations.
Other
and
fighters go,
getting clients.
I want to look
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
But
So-
that's actually going into another of how to get more clients, which is going to be another episode, which is another hot topic
I
episode.
know there's a lot of topics.
We're going to do that one next. But what would you say is an action somebody can take right now for this episode with trying to make money from their content creation?
So you got a phone and you got an Instagram. Open up your Instagram stories. Start making stories, because stories go away. People have FOMO. And in return, when they comment, they go to your DMs, and that literally is your line of connection. That's a lead. That's a nurture. I need to nurture this relationship. Use your Instagram stories. You don't even have to make real content. Just post on your stories. People will tune in, and the audience that you're trying to attract is there. They're actually pushing that button to it's your measurement to be like, who's interested? Oh, Austin's interested in me. Maybe we want to start a podcast. Maybe we want to do some business moves.
Correct.
So that right there is the connection. It is totally free. You have Instagram, you have phone, post stories, and then talk to them in the DMs and close. You can close that deal from there.
So our action, on top of the action, this is what we say at the end of every show. Start making content right now. If you have a phone, if you have a camera, just start cutting content. It's that easy. It's kind of saying it's that easy.
Are we saying bye?
No. I'm saying it's that easy. Start cutting content. Just find something you're passionate about. Find your niche. Find what you want to talk about. Start cutting it. And tune into the next episode of Content Junkies. Until next time.
Hit record, guys.
Hit record.